that this honorable House passes a vote of censure on the Minister responsible for Finance, Mr. Ken Ofori Atta, in accordance with Article 82 of the 1992 Constitution on the following grounds. And Mr. Speaker, I intend to lead evidence to support those grounds. 1, his despicable conflict of interest, ensuring that he directly benefits from Ghana's economic woes as his companies receive commissions and other unethical contractual advantage, particularly from Ghana's debt overhang. His unconstitutional withdrawals from the Consolidated Fund in blatant contravention of Article 178 of the 1992 Constitution, supposedly for the construction of a presence cathedral. 3, illegal payments of oil revenues into offshore accounts in flagrant violation of Article 176 of the 1992 Constitution, deliberate and dishonest misreporting of economic data to Parliament, fiscal recklessness leading to the crash of the Ghanaian cedi, which is currently the worst performing currency in the world, alarming incompetence and frightening ineptitude, resulting in the collapse of the Ghanaian economy and an excruciating cost of living crisis, and gross mismanagement of the Ghanaian economy, which has occasioned untold and unprecedented hardships to Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, let me start off by stating that this is the first time, probably under the Fourth Republic, for a vote of censure motion to be moved against a Minister of State, in accordance with Article 82 of the Constitution and Order 108 of the Standing Orders of Parliament. We, the minority members of Parliament, dutifully and faithfully complied with all the procedures and processes required by Article 82 and the Standing Orders of this House. Mr. Speaker, for emphasis, even though this is the first time, the Oxford English Language Dictionary describes censure to mean express severe disapproval of something. We, on this side, and I believe my colleague opposites, if they will let their votes count, will share the same standing with us, that we disapprove of the performance of Honorable Ken Ofori Atta, who has run the Ghanaian economy, and he must take full responsibility for inflicting unparalleled and unprecedented hardships on Ghanaians, Ghanaian businesses, ordinary citizens. Mr. Speaker, I will share with you today that Ken Ofori Atta in 2017, as was further reported by the President in his first State of the Nation address, reported that he inherited a national debt in their words colossal 120 billion Ghana cedis. Today, Mr. Speaker, the World Bank is projecting that Ghana's debt will stand at 522 billion by close of year 2022. Mr. Speaker, an additional 400 billion of borrowed money, as reported by the World Bank, will bring our debt to GDP to 105%. Mr. Speaker, we heard the President himself in a Sunday announcement to Ghanaians that he intends that by 2028, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo himself, he will work to improve Ghana's debt to GDP ratio to 55%. I shall ask Mr. Speaker, where will the President be in 2028? This is not his burden, and this will not be his responsibility. Mr. Speaker, the prices of goods, in Ghana for ordinary Ghanaian, a 50-kilo bag of pastry, which sold at 100 Ghana cedis in 2016, is selling at 560 Ghana cedis. A bag of imported rice, which sold at 150 cedi, is selling at 650 Ghana cedis. Cooking oil.
Just a minute. Hold your breath. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, the lead applicant in this motion argues that he is moving the motion and leading evidence. Mr. Speaker, it must be emphasized that it is one thing moving the motion and another thing leading evidence. And therefore, it is my contention that at this stage where he has moved his motion, I hold a preliminary objection, with your leave, I would want to put across before the evidence is led. Mr. Speaker, in leading evidence, is to me that for the optics and for the politics of which he intends to achieve, he would have learned into believing that this supposed evidence which is held by him, which the respondent has not had the opportunity to peruse, will be carried. Mr. Speaker, therefore, it is my contention that please grant me leave to raise a preliminary objection in terms of the motion paper and the grounds of sale, so that, Mr. Speaker, if you make a determination in my favor, perhaps certain consequential orders could be made. Mr. Speaker, because I did say a week ago that the grounds of the motion are merely ex cathedra. They are not based on reason, fact, or in any law. What you have are ex cathedra matters. But if you now say you are leading evidence, the respondent, these are matters of law. These are matters of law. Please, allow. No. I've sought Mr. Speaker's permission. Mr. Speaker has granted me leave. It is my right to speak. Yes, but he should seek Mr. Speaker's attention before. Mr. Speaker, the right of fair hearing is guaranteed in the Constitution. I am saying that I have a preliminary objection. With preliminary objection, I am bringing to the fore upon him moving his motion. However, if he proceeds after moving the motion to lead his evidence, it may be too late. Mr. Speaker, to arrest his motion on the procedural grounds upon which my preliminary objection are grounded. Therefore, grant me leave to proceed with my preliminary objection at this point, because he's going into evidence. And he says so in his motion. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Deputy Majority Leader, please kindly allow him to move the motion. I will give you the opportunity to put across your preliminary objection. So allow him to move the motion.
Mr. Speaker, I was establishing that the Honorable Ken Ofori Atta has mismanaged the Ghanaian economy and therefore incompetent and not fit for purpose to continue to hold himself as Minister responsible for finance. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I'm inviting my colleagues opposite the aisle to join us. Let your vote count. In bidding him farewell and goodbye to save this economy, to save businesses, to save savings and investment. Mr. Speaker, I was on a crate of egg. A crate of egg which sold for 12 cedis is now 40 cedis. A bag of pure water which sold for 1.5 Ghana cedis is now 10 cedis. Cement which sold for 18 Ghana cedis is now 95 Ghana cedis. Soya beans which sold for 150 Ghana cedis is now 500 Ghana cedis. A bucket of onions, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minority Leader. Honorable is right. And therefore, you all be given the opportunity to have a say. Let's do that with all seriousness. No drama, no theatrics. Please, just listen to each other. Ghanaians are also listening. And so I take this matter seriously because we've gone through a similar situation before in 1999. At that time, it was the late Honorable Justice D.F. Annan who was presiding. So I know what happened during that period because I was here. There are a lot of issues that we have to consider when you are moving such a motion. And he did grant opportunity, a lot of opportunity for members to contribute, to even guide him as to what is the right path to do. And he did that. I'm guided by that because that one was a motion calling on the House to simply tell the minister to resign. But this one is more serious. This one is constitutional, more imperative than just a motion trying to address a matter of public concern. This one is a motion for very serious and directed to the president. And there's a process you go through. The earlier one, no, it's just any ordinary motion. But they went through it, and I'm guided by all that. So please, let's give each other a chance. Let's listen. The freedom of speech cannot be curtailed here.